Let's continue to have a discussion around cancer care, cancer treatment. That was the mental side of assisting somebody who does have cancer and how important that is. But of course, there is the medical side, isn't there? I'm joined by Sibonile Dube, Head of Communications and Engagement at global pharmaceuticals company. You'll know the name, I'm sure, Novartis, joining me this afternoon. Sibonile, hello to you and appreciate your time. So let's just talk very quickly, because the quicker you can get onto a cancer treatment plan with the right medication, it doesn't always have the result everyone wants in the end, but you do have a much better fighting chance, don't you?
Absolutely. Thank you, Gareth, for having me this afternoon. Maybe let me start by saying that as Novartis, we want to celebrate the strength and the resilience of those who have conquered cancer. This National Cancer Survivors Day, it is a chance to honor their journey and highlight their inspiring stories of hope and courage. So, yes, as Novartis, we focus on the science and technology of answering some of life's most difficult healthcare issues, amongst them being cancer.
There's an awful amount of work, oncology research, that Novartis is doing as well. Just help someone who might not have an idea how much goes into this, what the kind of work is that's being done. I mean, this is being done at a global scale with the leading scientists in the world of oncology, isn't it? It's the very best medicine available for cancer patients and survivors.
Absolutely, Gareth. Novartis really invests a lot of its resources on research. We have a big team of researchers that focus on looking at some of our life's most difficult diseases, and cancer being one of them. And they spend a lot of time doing their research. They invest in technology as well. And as a result, we are looking at a team of over 20,000 people globally that are looking ahead to see how they can actually look into these challenges, and we go through trials, and then we actually engage with other stakeholders such as academics, even government partners, because a single company can never find the answers for some of the challenges that we have in our healthcare system.
Why is cancer treatment so expensive?
I wouldn't I wouldn't really want to get into the details of pricing, but I would like to get into the details around the investment that goes behind it. The research I've just explained to you, obviously companies like ourselves involve a lot of resources, the people behind it, the science and the technology behind it. And what we ensure is that patients get the value of what has gone into the research.
And beyond the initial cancer diagnosis as well, today is Cancer Survivors Day. I'm not au fait necessarily with post-diagnosis treatment, somebody who might be in remission, for example. It's been a couple of years. They haven't had any cancer concerns directly related to what they had before. Do you take medicine for that later on, or kind of once you're cleared of cancer, are you pretty good to go, or are you still taking medicine? Do you know?
Normally, for such kind of questions, Gareth, we always encourage people to actually consult with their treating physician, because each case is unique to the patient. So what we focus on is to come up with the innovation, to come up with the technology, to help healthcare practitioners to be able to assist each unique case of the patient.
And so when you get a sense then of the sort of scale that Novartis has at the moment, talk to me about the kind of difference you're making. How many patients, how many hospitals, how many doctors are using a company like Novartis to take the fight to cancer? Talk numbers to me.
I cannot give you numbers off the cuff, but what I can tell you is that across the world, Novartis ensures that we understand each market that we're in, the challenges that each market has, and we tailor-make the availability of our drugs based on the landscape of the market that we're in. So, for example, in South Africa, as I mentioned earlier, we will partner with people like the Department of Health. We will partner with academics, hospitals, public and private hospitals, so that we ensure that we have a reach. We have a reach to all those people that will need, support. But our key partners are the stakeholders that I've just mentioned, who have a deeper and better understanding of each patient journey.
Talk to me then about, because you brought up the name, the Department of Health. How easy is it to deal with them? How much guidance do you give them? How much guidance do they accept from you?
We are partners in this journey, Gareth. No single company, no single government can actually solve the problems of the diseases that we find our people facing today. And we know how much we need one another in this space. And as a result, we do have those partnerships, we do liaise, and we help each other to make sure that our healthcare system, as best as we can, through engagement, we can actually reach out to our patients. One other key player in this whole journey is patient groups. We always encourage patients to belong to a patient group where they can actually get support. Just like the doctor said earlier, it can be mentally stressing, it can give somebody anxiety, but if you spend time with other patients that have been on a similar journey, you'll be able to even bust some of the myths that are surrounding the subject of cancer.
And perhaps I'll ask this just in closing, how well versed is Novartis in public healthcare? I imagine the private healthcare groups, many people there have medical aid, they can afford it. Talk to me about public healthcare for cancer. Could you be doing a lot more? You just said no one can ever be doing enough. So what more would you like to do as Novartis in the public healthcare sector?
As Novartis, every patient counts, Gareth. We want to make sure that our drugs are able to reach as many people as they possibly can. And for that reason, that's why we rely a lot on partners like the Department of Health, because they are the custodians of the public healthcare space. Therefore, that partnership can never be underestimated or underemphasized. As Novartis, we ensure that our partnership with the Department of Health helps us to find a space to reach out to our patients in the public sector.
Well, for the moment, I say thank you very much indeed. It is a very costly exercise as well, but you can hear the kind of work that goes into that as well. I know it's an ongoing debate. Is it worth what you are paying for cancer treatment? But when you hear Sibonile explain the amount of work and research and scientists and doctors that go into this, you can understand why it could be very expensive. Not justifying it, of course. That's why I asked about the public space and cancer. My thanks to Sibonile Dube from Novartis this afternoon.